Today we are making stuff out of this. That means you're gonna need some of these, and you're also gonna need one of these. Some of those won't hurt, and you might even want one of that, which is a thick sewing needle. You're gonna want more than one because they're probably going to break. Having a pair of these doodads wouldn't hurt either. They're paper cutting scissors, and this is not paper, so that's... Aw, that bunny actually reminds me of my sister's first bunny. Her name was Oreo, which is actually the same name as my previous hamster, but my sister liked the name so much that she named this bunny Oreo too. Copycat much, huh? Well, that's what happens when you have a little sister. Anyway, here's Oreo. She had a weird thing for bowls. But you're not here for this. No, you're here for this. Oh, wait, you're not here for this either. You're here to find out what I'm going to do with that feed bag. Okay, I guess. I mean, I can show you. It's going to be pretty cool. But, like, one more fun fact about this bunny, she's not actually a she. She ended up being a he. So, anyway, we want to go ahead and cut this bag so we can clean the inside. So, my plan is to make a few makeup pouches out of this, and I also want to make some pencil holders out of this by using the little bunnies and the word rabbit along the side because I think they will be the perfect size for pencil cases. Also, I tried to dress all cute and festive just for you guys, but it turns out I really enjoy staying warm, and it's too hard to color coordinate when you're trying to stay warm. So the plan is that I'm going to cut this along one side and along the bottom and open it up flat so that I can clean out the inside. Cut, 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 cut. The bag is now cut open on the top and on the bottom. This is the inside. It's actually not too dusty or gross, but let's go wash it out just in case. It's really not even that dirty, but it is like a woven... Oh, my hands are dirty though. Ew, don't look at my hands. Anyway, right there, you can kind of see where the corner of the bag was. It's a little bit dirty. There's some old food, so let's go ahead and wash this. The feed bag didn't fit in my bathroom sink, so I just wiped it out with a wet paper towel. Time to cut. I had my ruler, but I didn't actually use it at all. I just eyeballed it. Basically, I was able to take the zipper and then kind of hold it up and then cut out a square or a rectangle based on the size of the zipper and how big the opening was going to be. Did that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. Here's a zoomed in version. Just watch it. I'm going to stop talking. I'm probably not going to stop talking because then this video would be really weird and it'd be like quiet and silent. And anyway, does it make more sense now that you can see what I'm doing? Basically, you know, the zipper is going to fit on the top, and I made sure to cut out the bunnies and the word rabbit and like the cool parts that will look cool. Anyway, here they are all cut out. But hold on, that zipper is really bothering me, so let's get a second shot of this. All of these pouches are going to be fully lined with fabric, so I matched them up with the colors that I thought would look the best, along with the matching zipper. Now I'm going to be making 5 of these little pouches, and I'm going to have 2 styles. One with a flat bottom and one without a flat bottom. The one without the flat bottom is going to be the easiest, and the one with the flat bottom is going to be easy but not as easy as the first one. Also, are you curious how this footage is relevant? Because it's not. Basically, I didn't end up finishing my project, and my family and I looked at Christmas lights instead. Well, that's a lie. I finished 1/5 of my project. Pick up your very own makeup pouch today. Fully functional zipper, wonderful interior lining, and lots of space for makeup or sewing storage. And again, there's a functional zipper. Don't believe us? Then watch our model unzip this pouch again. Sick and tired of zippers that always get stuck and never want to work? Well, we are too. That's why we invented this zipper. It's a 100% standard, absolutely normal zipper that has no extra features at all. Buy one of our zippered pouches today, and you will automatically get this zipper along with it. I think it's high time that we actually start in on this project. Go ahead and you're going to take your 2 pieces, your front and your back of your zipper pouch. You're also going to want to cut 2 of the exact same pieces of fabric, and you're going to need your zipper. If you have a really long zipper like this, you might have to cut it off and shorten it. Now you're going to take one side of your outside of the pouch, which is going to be our feed bag, and you're going to take the edge of your zipper right here and lay it along the edge of the pouch. You're gonna wanna sew that. Like, you could try tape, I'm not gonna stop you, but I don't think it's gonna work as well as like thread. Unfortunately, I don't currently own a zipper foot, so I went ahead and I just moved my needle all the way to the very left. And once I got to the zipper tab, I went ahead, put my needle down into the machine, and pulled the zipper back as far as I could so I could get it out of the way. Now we're gonna have half of our zipper sewn on to the front half of our pouch. This is what that's going to look like when it's folded over. It's going to have a nice clean edge. But remember, we want this to have a fabric lining on the inside, so we're going to have to attach that too. In order to attach our fabric lining, we're just going to throw this right on top, match up the edges, and sew along the edge again. Basically, it's going to be a zipper that's sandwiched in between our outer layer and our lining. You can just go ahead and fold that over, and you can see how that's going to already be looking so nice. One problem with this is that the plastic doesn't like to fold over, and I don't really want to iron it, so we're going to top stitch it. Basically, the top stitching is going to be done by folding this plastic right on over the other part of the plastic of the feed bag, and we're going to sew it down on the other side. Dun da da! And that's what that's going to look like. Here you can see that it's laying way nicer than it was before, and the top stitching kind of gives it a professional finished look. Now you're going to repeat that for the other side of the zipper.
And while you're doing that, I think it's time for us to take a break for a twirl.
Now you should have something that looks like this, or like this when it's zipped up. Now comes the hard part, so please pay attention because I have no other way of knowing how to explain this. You're going to put the right sides together of the outer or the feed bag, and then you're going to put the right sides together of your lining, just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to sew from here all the way around the edge, and then back to here. Back stitch here at this point and this point, because we're going to be using this to turn our fabric. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. For some reason I filmed this last part and then my camera completely cut me off, and I thought it was because my phone was out of storage, but it's not out of storage, so let me talk fast though because it's almost out of storage. Before you sew up around the edges like this, it's very, very important that you unzip the zipper or you're not going to be able to turn your project inside out. You will have to pick out all the stitches and start this step from scratch. I also want to go ahead and clip all of the corners before you turn this inside out. Once you've clipped the corners, which I haven't done yet, you're going to take this and you're going to grab this and you're going to flip it. Once you flip your project inside out, it's going to look like this. The lining's still going to have a hole right around where we flipped it, so you can go ahead and fold that in. You could iron it if you want to be super fancy, but it is the inside, no one's going to see it, and stitch it closed. I'm just going to use my machine because I don't really care. It's going to be on the inside, but you could do it by hand so it's more invisible. Now you'll have a super cute pencil case that's fully lined and can hold cute pencils. Well, it can hold cute pencils. There. So this is the super easy, not flat bottom version. It's just straight across. It doesn't have much depth to it. This one here is our flat bottomed pouch that has the corners sewn in. So it's really nice for putting bulkier things in it because it has more depth. Like I said earlier, this one is definitely the easier of the two, but this one is not much harder. It has the exact same construction methods, except that we're going to sew the corners in. So let's go ahead and make that one. But before we do that, let's get a word from our sponsor, Daisy May, who kindly donated the feed bag to us. Daisy May, do you have anything to say? Words of wisdom indeed, words of wisdom. Thank you again for donating that bag to us, Daisy May. Ah yes, how majestic.
Now, let's go ahead and make that flat bottom bag. You're going to sew your pouch the exact same way, except this time, you need to cut out a 1 square inch square on each corner of the pouch. Bring the right sides together of the feed bag and the right sides together of your lining, and you're going to sew here, here, and here. Once you're done sewing those 3 straight edges, it's time to make those corners, which are going to give us the flat bottom of our bag. You're going to do that by grabbing here, and then you're going to pinch and sew a straight line right there. Once you've done that for both sides of the bottom of your bag, you're going to have your lining. You can just finish that the exact same way that you finished it for the pencil case. So you know how I said that we'd be making 2 different styles of these pouches? Well, we're going to be making more than 2 now. For this style of pouch, you're going to sew the same way with the zipper, and you're going to cut 8 of those square inch squares. This is going to give us a flat bottom and a flat top. Put your right sides together and sew over these straight edges everywhere where my finger is showing you to sew. Sew in your corners like we did in our last bag and flip your bag inside out. Now all you have to do is finish the lining. This bag turned out really cute with the word rabbit and the little bunnies on front, and it's super roomy, so I really like that. As you can see, I was having lots of issues with actually holding this bag so you could see it, but hopefully you get an idea and you can kind of see all the the angles. And one more bonus project because I had a few extra scraps. I took my extra scraps and I took a cup and I roughly drew with a permanent marker around the edge of the cup, but I didn't want to actually get the marker on the cup, so my circle turned out a little wonky. 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 I kind of like that word, it sounds funny. Anyway, once I got my wonky circle, I placed it on top of my other scrap piece of feedback, and I made it a clone. Then I took one of my shorter zippers and I sewed it around just like this. I unzipped it and then I added the second circle. Then I had one of these. Problem is that there's a hole in the bottom, so I had to sew that up. See? No hole. I'm not super happy with how this turned out, but considering that I hadn't planned on making it in the first place, it's a pretty nice earbud case or coin purse thing. I also made this other pouch and look, it has a polka dot lining. It's so cute. Actually, they're all pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with how they all turned out. Pick up your very own This Zipper today. So just in case you were interested, this is why I made these little pouches. I recommend hitting the pause button. My littlest sister has also been begging me to get a TikTok, so I tried making one, but I was really sick at the time of filming this, and I'm also a little upset because Google totally took this picture of me without my permission. I guess I was too sick to know that I'd signed a contract or something. Anyway, I made these really cute pajama bottoms for myself and both of my sisters. They're little ostriches with high heels and bows. As you could see in the previous shots, I also stuffed those little pouches with lots of little Christmas gifts for my sister. Anyway, moral of the story is, well, actually there's no moral, but I do have a TikTok now. I'm very confused. I have no clue how it works, and I never actually put this video on there. But if you want to check it out, I have some other videos and I'll put a link in the description. Who am I kidding? I have no idea how to put links in descriptions.